This is Loewi in Big Vibe Podcast. This episode and conversation is brought to you by NashTv.
Okay, so anyway, what we're talking about, just your name and how you now introducing yourself to the world.
To the world as Tafadzwa instead of saying Asaph. Because if I say someone who's usually, I think maybe people are not yet used to really seeing my face. They know the name.
They know the artist too.
They know the song. But sometimes, like, I think we were last night we walked into the store in Harare. This is not my hometown.
You're a
and someone
Delroy
is
guy.
like, is that Asaph? Sorry, my guy, are you Asaph? You know what I mean?
Were you shocked?
Well, not shocked. I mean, I am a big deal. Because otherwise you wouldn't be interviewing me.
I feel you.
But I guess it's just like, okay, people are recognizing, wanting to get to know me. But because of the quote unquote, I am Asaph. I've had articles, I've done things, social media, whatever. So people have this preconceived idea of you.
Who Asaph is.
You know what I mean?
So do you feel like maybe to a certain extent there is a difference between who Tafadzwa is and who Asaph is? Because
to a certain extent, there is a difference. There are some things that I can only do knowing that this is now an Asaph thing or this is now an Asaph thing. You know what I mean? Because when it comes to music or putting yourself out there, whether you're a brand or personality, whatever, you're going to have to build up this image.
Yeah.
You feel me? That sometimes might not necessarily be who you are, but because of the responsibility that gets put onto. Exactly.
So so in your space of like, I'm tired. Do you ever get like to a point where it's like, I'm tired of being Asaph. I just need to like zone out, get into my space of just, I'm indoors, I'm at home.
Yeah.
I'm going to be.
For me, I think maybe it's because I'm not staying in Harare. In Harare, what I've noticed is like artists and personalities from here are on that mode.
Every day.
Every second of every day.
I am this.
You know what I mean? In coming from skies, coming from a family like I come from, which is just, you know what I mean, so personal oriented, Christian oriented, who are we really? You see what I'm saying? So most times I'm Tafadzwa.
I see.
It's only now when I have to get on stage or go to the radio or go to what, then I have to be like, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? And sometimes even within an interview, I'll be switching from
Tafadzwa and Asaph.
You know what I mean?
Which is quite interesting because when I think of your family background, you're Christian raised. So how did you come from being coming from a Christian background to, hey, yo,
hip-hop,
I'm gonna be a rapper. I'm a hip hop artist.
What I do appreciate about like that Christian upbringing, because which a lot of artists, even internationally, they got their startup or, you know what I mean, in church. I've read stories from Snoop Dogg, Katy Perry, a whole, you know, and that's Snoop Dogg to Katy Perry. You know what I mean? Where they say, yo, first I was in the church choir
every other
school,
Sunday,
singing, whatever. For me, it was a thing where in the house, my parents would be playing gospel music. In the morning, gospel music, loud, Ron Kinoli, Kirk Franklin, what. So I think that's what gave me that aspect of message to make sure when I make music,
it has to say something. A message.
Yeah, it has to say something. It has to communicate something. Cool. So growing up in a Christian household, going through Sunday school, doing the church plays, going to church camp,
choirs
whatever.
And everything.
A youth service, after youth service, getting time to be on stage and probably act, probably do a
So you were quite active in the church as well.
And that was accustoming me to the stage.
Oh, dang.
You know what I mean? Accustoming me to like performing in front of people. So now the transition came, I think, 2013.
Okay.
Because 2011, I was in Bible school. 2012, I came back to Zim. 2013, went back to Bible school. But I felt like there was a limit on it. Because I'm making music and people already feel like they know what I'm going to do just because it's coined gospel.
Okay. So you're obviously a gospel artist, a gospel hip-hop artist.
Maybe I would say message-based.
Really? But it was still like
I will turn up. There's a song we just did right now with Same Flow. Like,
hey, shout out
I'm not
Same Flow.
holy, but I'm not like evil. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like
shout
I'm not
out.
holy,
Yeah,
but I'm not like trying to be
It's a good
evil.
balance. And I think it's important also for people to sort of, because if you're not really putting yourself in that bracket of, I'm going to be a gospel hip hop artist, that means anybody else who's anti
Do you know what I mean?
gospel
Will not pick up the album.
the album. It's like, okay, no, this is
That's
for
not for
gospel.
me.
But if your message is just open and you know it's in the message, and I can name a couple of artists that sort of
and the crazy thing was the whole inspiration, everything came from my time in Bible school, because there was this group of missionaries from the States that visited. So when we did like a corporate devotion with them, and then they were like, whoever has something that God has laid upon your heart to share with these people. I stood up, I shared what I wanted, and then like maybe 4 of them came up to me and was like, yo, when you stood up to speak, God told me this guy is gonna change a nation. You know what I mean? And even if now I'm doing what people would consider circular, that's still the drive of my music to say, yo, I'm going to change a nation. So whatever song I'm doing. So that's why some of my bigger songs, the vibe is correct. Positivity, talking about, you know what I mean? Uplifting the city and every, Moro, like so, talking about how we are all connected, whether you're Ndebele, Shona, tribal, you know what I mean? So, and those are some of my bigger songs. So I'm seeing the message, I'm seeing the way, okay, so that prophecy was right.
So you think, obviously to a great extent at that time when you shared your message about who you are and what your drive is, that sort of like paved the way for you to live in your purpose.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you're living in your purpose?
I feel like I'm living in my purpose. It feels good. You know what I mean? And sometimes you only realize it once you look back and see how far you've come and the things that you've done. And sometimes you'd have been praying for a certain door to open. It didn't open, but that led to something else opening. And then you're starting to see, oh, okay, so probably those type of collaborations are not for me. Those type of business associations are not for me. But as I keep moving,
and you trust in that as well.
You know what I mean?
Obviously, as you've grown, you've gotten to trust in your time.
Yeah.
Or are you still like, man, I really wanted this. I really wanted this. Do you ever get to like...
I think as a human being, as a man, obviously
you still have
like
things,
big aspirations or things that you wish you could be doing now. You know what I mean? But like I said, once you look back and say, okay, but I did that, I did this, I'm not someone who really likes to brag or talk about, I did this, I did that, I did this. But I've done pretty cool things.
I get
you know what I mean?
I get you.
So that's what keeps me going.
And it is a thing of self-realization and sort of appreciating where you've come from.
Yeah.
If you're able to reflect and say, man, in 2012 or 2013,
this is what I did.
This is what I did. It's almost like, okay, I see their answered prayers. It might not be in the way that I thought it would be, but there's definitely some prayers that have been answered.
You know what I mean?
I get you. So like 2007 is when you had your first studio session. And how was that? Was that like...
So,
it's
actually a crazy, crazy story, right? So I came to Harare. I was staying with my cousin's sister, who at that time was married to this guy who was like doing ZTV productions. He did Teen Scene. He did, I can't remember what else he did, but Teen Scene was the big thing. And that was like heavy and reliable. So I came up 2007, had never like been in a professional studio or recorded at all. So I just had raps and beats. You know what I mean? And then while in the session, there's guys from Afrika.
Oh, I know. I remember my freak. Yes. I was like,
you know what I mean? There's guys from Afrika there. I think it was Discord, Rocky, Pauline wasn't there. You know what I mean? Right. I used to have the biggest crush on Pauline.
It's just stunning. And her voice.
You know what I mean? So, recorded in there. It was just pressure. But at that age, I think I was 16, 15?
Yeah, that's like form 3 because you're 31 this year.
You know what I mean? 50, you know what I mean? So it was on some... okay, this is my shot. These are people I used to hear on radio. So, and they're right there. You know what I mean? So I really have to just put it out there. So I'm happy that my first session was in Harare, surrounded by a group that was the top
have
of the
been in the
nation
game.
that time. So it was kind of like showing me where I can take it to.
Oh, fire.
You know what I mean? To
fire.
say, yeah, you're an artist from Bulawayo.
And they were supportive as well, where people are like,
You know
just
what
like,
I mean?
oh man, he's got
You
really
know what
good
I mean?
flow.
Plus, I think whenever I meet people and they get to have a session with me, they get to see probably how different I am. You know what I mean? Or from what like most people are doing in Zim or in whatever space we're in.
Yeah.
Because I feel like being able to be like, I'm Shona, born in Bulawayo.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like I'm in the middle of it all.
Yeah, you
so
have a balance.
No
you
man's
understand.
land. You know what I mean? It's like in this no man's land
That's
area.
a hack. That's
You
an
see what I'm
actual
saying?
hack.
You see what I'm saying?
rap in Tebele and then you're like coming, you're bringing the Shona vibe,
You
and
feel
it's like,
me? So it's like, okay, this guy is a bit different. So there's this line that I had was like, two Shona for the Ndebeles, two Ndebele for Shonas. You know what I mean? So it's like there's no place that you actually fit in, but then that place that you fit in is your own unique space.
Yep.
And that's what attracts everything else to you.
Damn. Okay. So we're talking, I want to talk about just your growth as an artist from, I would say maybe when can we say we had you like this was my moment where it's like,
the crazy thing, I think my moment came in a way that didn't feel like it was my moment.
Really?
You know what I mean? The first time I won a Zim Hip Hop Award, I think it was 2016, right? So that year, I had put out King's Villa 2, which was my first album. The year before, I did King's Villa 1, that's an EP.
I get you.
And people loved it. You feel me?
I get you.
So the year after that, I do an album. Okay, I'm like, okay, this is the King's Villa album, but it's King's Villa 2. I'd also formed a crew called Berg Boys. And so we put out an EP for Berg Boys.
So is that when Berg Boys came out, is that when you transitioned from gospel sort of?
I think I had done the transition because that was King's Villa 1, the transition had been made already.
Okay, got you.
So now I'm nominated, 2016, I'm nominated Best Group Berg Boys and Album of the Year for King's Villa 2, right? And I wanted Album of the Year.
Oh, damn.
But then I won for Berg Boys. That was the first award I won. So even when I accepted it, I was so sour, bro. I was just there like, okay, do you want it? Yeah, thank you. And I left, you know what I mean? So I didn't take it like I've arrived. But at that moment, because I won and people had seen me kind of like on that level, everyone now knew there's an Asaph. They are Berg Boys somewhere. You know what I mean? So that's 2016 is where I feel the journey really began.
Really started for you. And then obviously growing a little bit more. And do you think your message has changed in how you, I mean, I know you said the essence of what you try to make your message be about. Have you gotten more like cocky? Because, with hip hop, you have to carry a certain energy. Like you have to be like, well, I think on this, it seems like on the surface, you have to be cocky and just
I think it changes and evolves as I grow.
Yeah.
From certain mindset to mindset, it changes and grows and develops. You know what I mean? Where there'll be certain things that I feel they were cool for me to do in 2016. But now I'm like, I don't need to do that anymore. You know what I mean? For example, like let's say, because this is hip hop, it's a competitive sport. Anyone can say anything.
That's
and
true.
then in the beginning, you'll be like, you dissing me? This track right back to you. You know what I mean?
I'll show you.
Yeah. But now it's just like, what?
So you've never...
I've just performed at the Namas. I just did this. I'm on the vibe,
Snaps.
on the big vibe with Loewi.
Hey.
This is not just the fix,
hey,
bro.
Shout
you know
out,
what I mean?
Shout out.
Exactly.
So
much love to the fix. But I'm just saying, some of y'all just play on the fix. That's all you do. You know what I mean?
Oh my God. With that, I get you. Okay, so you've never intentionally like tried to go out of your way to create any beef with like
maybe not intentionally, but sometimes I must admit, like sometimes I'm not as smart or as calculating. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're
so
not very
sometimes something will just happen. I didn't think it was going to be taken like that. But then when people see, they're like, Pilla, you are taking shots. You know what I
Shots
mean?
fired. So you've entered beef without
Yes, without knowing.
Without knowing. And do you retaliate?
No.
No.
I only retaliate if I'm attacked first.
And have you?
Yes, I have retaliated.
With with bars.
With the whole song, which was number one for like the longest time. Mambo was kind of like a retaliation to
and
beef.
it won. That's the track that was 28.
That kind of like, yeah.
2018.
You know what I mean? But the crazy thing is, to a certain extent, I do regret the altercation.
I see.
You feel me?
Because you look back.
More music than attacking each other. We could have made more music that would have done more numbers.
But I feel like part of hip hop culture, and correct me if I'm wrong, is sort of, that thing that we just spoke about, where it's like you have to show that muscle, where it's like, because your brag is in your rap game, and then it's I only have my rap game to show you how big I am. Yeah. And if I don't go this hard on this song, then it's like you guys are just gonna think I'm some ordinary person. So at some point I feel like it's important to
it's part of hip hop.
It's part of hip hop culture. From what we see. I feel
because and I do get what you mean. I was actually in studio earlier and people always saying, yo, what type of sound are we making? I was doing a drill track. I think 2023, I just had that thought to say, especially for hip-hop in Zimbabwe, I feel like it's missing that energy where someone is just going to come out and say, you know what I mean? We're tired of making struggle songs. We're tired of making... Yes, we do want people to relate, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, like, that's the lives they live every day.
That's true.
You feel me? And now when they listen to the music, they're gonna be faced with the same issues they face.
Same thing. You wanna give hope. You wanna
know
inspire
what I mean?
more.
Let you feel good about yourself.
But is it on a basis of like being realistic? Are we being realistic as to because
that's how we do it. I mean, for me personally, if I'm talking about what I'm doing, you know what I mean? The type of stages I'm on, the type of interviews I'm having. Interview with a baddie. You know what I mean? Like for someone who's probably starting off in the game or whatever, they're gonna see that or hear that and be like, okay, so I can do this too. I was talking with young DLC, right? And he was telling me like, yo, with the whole Def Jam thing, I'm so excited.
You signed to Def Jam.
I'm so excited because we're showing Zimbabweans that such things can happen. Yeah. There's an artist, a friend of mine, he's based in South Africa. His name is Young Tyrant, right? Before Jinimbi passed, he would talk to me and say, for the Zim, this was just his perspective. For the Zim entertainment space to build up, we need more Jinimbis. Who Zimbabweans can see that, that's a Zimbabwean doing that, flexing like that. So it's possible.
I get you.
Let me dream bigger than just being whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get you. And it's important also because it also, I feel, there's obviously statements where it's like, for you, it's not faking till you're making it. Yeah. It's no, I actually get to talk about my experiences and what I am doing, which maybe is not something that is open to your ordinary person. They just think one hit and I get fame and that's it. That's all I need to make money. So it's all...
And to a certain extent, I was telling Tapiwa earlier, where I'm like, I know for a fact... When it comes to the technical...
Shout out to Tap Taps.
When it comes to the technical skill, and this is for the record, for anyone watching, I know for a fact I might not be the best technical writer or the best... You know what I mean? But I'm talking about what I'm actually living, what is actually happening. You know what I mean? When I say I just killed the Namas, it's not a joke.
Killed it.
I was at the Namas. Honorable Kirsti Coventry was there smiling while I was on stage. You know what I mean? So they know me. You know what I mean? Like this is what we're doing.
I feel that.
You see what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. It's more than just playing on the fix. It's about trying to. So if I'm talking like that, it's an upcoming artist can hear that and say, okay,
it's possible.
I want to do that too.
Yes, it's possible for you too. Shout out.
You know what I mean?
And with that, can we take a break?
Showcase. And
on this segment, we're gonna play a little game of truth or shot. Truth or shot. So if you don't want to answer, the question. You take a shot. We got Jägermeister, and Tap is gonna pour us some Jaeger if you run out of that shot. So are you a lover or a player?
Am I a lover or a player? So I'm not sure if it deserves a shot, but it's not one answer. You feel me?
It's the truth.
The truth is, I am a lover, right? But I can play. Don't get it twisted. I will play you. You know what I mean? But I can love you as well.
Wait a minute. No. No, okay. No. You're either a player or you're a lover. So I know with guys, they went through their player stages, right? Which is maybe when some...
Okay, yeah, maybe in that. All right, cool. So I was a player. Now I'm a lover.
Okay. And the next question would be, have you ever written a song for a loved one or for someone?
Yes.
Not even a loved one, a girl.
Some of my fan favorites. You dig? I did this EP called Diamonds Deserve Diamonds, which was about a breakup. You know what I mean?
So it was
like
specifically
Yep.
on somebody.
Yep.
And have you ever cheated on the person you say you loved?
Have I cheated on someone I say I love?
Yeah. Is that a shot?
But I guess it's obvious now, you know what I mean?
Look, maybe you've said you loved a lot of people. Or a couple of people, a couple of girls, so it doesn't...
Let me just say, they only find out when I feel like I don't need to hide this anymore. You dig?
Okay.
You
So is that a shot? Okay. You're already holding...
Since I'm holding it. Big vibes.
Hey, I like that. And have you ever blocked any girls on your IG?
On my
Especially
IG?
girls that are hitting on you.
I haven't blocked any girls on my IG.
So you just leave that wide open.
I'm good at blue ticking. I'm a master at blue ticking.
It was intentional.
Yeah.
It was intentional.
I ignored you.
Whoever has ever DM'd and it's red seen, he was not
I am ignoring you. Trust me. I am not trying to respond. I don't like confrontation. You feel me? I get awkward when I'm trying to explain why I don't want to do something, why I'm not interested in you, why
You don't want to lie, basically.
Lie. And then I don't want to break people's hearts and be like,
yeah, because then what if you're ignoring somebody and are you searching? Do you have a girlfriend?
am I searching? I'm not married.
Do you have a girlfriend?
I'm not married. And that's the truth.
It's avoidance.
So I ain't gotta take a shot.
Is that not avoidance?
I'm not married. I'm not married.
I said, do you have a girlfriend?
Do like forms, when you're filling out forms, right? There's only marital status. Married or single. You feel me? So I am not married.
Wow, that is avoidance, and you deserve a shot. That is avoidance. Did you? No, I have tap, please. Please, can you come and pour him a shot? That was very smart. That was like, I was about to just walk right past that. Like, oh, that's past that. Like, oh, that's a good answer. Thank you.
I am not married.
I respect that. And I think a lot of females are going to respect that.
Because Labo, they are on that tip of saying, I've got a boyfriend, but I'm not married. You know what I mean?
Do girls do that?
I think so.
I feel like girls, we are more...
No, I don't think so.
So which rapper can you compare yourself to in the industry currently?
In Zimbabwe.
We're going to do Zimbabwe?
None of them. What I could do is like maybe pick the people that inspire is a deep word, that I draw energy from.
Okay.
Yeah. I draw energy from Volts.
Shout out.
Our pills. I draw energy from Takura. Even though I feel like there's a bit of I don't know what it is. Him and I have to have like a sit down
I respect that.
Talk.
I respect that.
You feel me?
I
We
get you.
meet when it's just like in the midst of things.
But you haven't really, you don't know.
But we haven't
you can't
connected.
really read
We haven't really
what you guys,
connected. You know what I mean?
But you recognize him.
Bro,
Shut
I'm
up.
a fan of Takura.
Shut up. Shut
Even
up.
though we beat
Shut
him in
up.
2018.
What?
We beat him in 2018. But it's cool.
Oh really? Oh wow. Okay, we're not gonna. Who have you had beef with?
Who have I had beef with?
Who have you had beef with in the rap industry?
I think it was like the most public one, but I do regret it the most.
Okay.
Because we could have spent more time making music.
Or is that the one you spoke about earlier?
Yeah, you know what I mean? So with Calvin, and that was my brother, because we were even doing music while it was still gospel. When we were doing gospel hip hop, he was doing gospel hip hop. You know what I mean? So with our transition and just like growing in the industry and the scene, sometimes little brother is gonna get a bit stronger. You know what I mean? And it's harder to pick on little brother when he gets stronger. So I guess that's just what led to altercations. Plus, people, you feel
Voices.
me? People, when they add their 2 cents and they're just trying to do their own motives, even though probably that's not what me and him want. You feel me?
I get you. Outside influence.
You did. And there was even a song that I did where I was like, I wish I could have one last conversation with him. You know what I mean? And just be like, yo, why would we beef? We could have made songs.
Could have made hits.
Yeah, we could have made songs that like people are gonna vibe to, relate to. But now it feels like our legacy is just, oh wow, there was him and you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I get you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and that's why, like, even for now, if we talk about the current crop of hip hop guys in Zimbabwe, whether it's Volts, Holy 10, Leo Marco, Saint Flo, whatever. Of course, when I do my songs, people will want to compare us. But from my essence, my energy, I'm not trying to beef with any of them.
Shout out.
You feel me? Because I know, like, what it is to lose someone. I know what it is to lose someone who you probably drew inspiration from, who you probably were like, you feel me? So I don't see the point with beefing with the Denim Woods, with the Sun,
Shout out to Denim
with the
Woods.
R
I feel
Pills.
you.
You know what I mean?
I feel
Rather
you.
we collaborate and make music. But that doesn't mean I'm scared of any of you. But I'm just saying it's better to love each other than to fight each other, basically.
Respect that. I love how you tie that in.
Yeah.
Okay. I respect that. So you have grown a lot. You have a lot. There's a lot in you that I feel like the world doesn't really know.
Yeah.
And I feel like there's still a lot more to you that we're yet to experience.
Because I feel like the journey is not yet done. And
Not even close.
this is actually a compliment to you. Because with other interviews and other situations like these that I've done, it was a situation where we meet on set and we just...
Right there, questions.
You know what I mean?
Tell me.
So you and I have got some time to hang out.
Yeah.
Without the quote-unquote showbiz. You know what I mean? And we're just us.
And it's important. Just
I
vibing.
was about to expose who we're with, but I ain't gonna do that.
What?
I was about to expose who we're with, where we were, but I ain't gonna do that.
We're not gonna do
know what
that.
I mean?
I feel you. I
But,
respect.
yeah, you feel what I
really
mean?
respect you, and I appreciate. What.
So I feel like it's more organic. The truth can come out once you've had like an experience with the person you're about to work with. So whether it's a podcast, collaboration, business partnership,
Yeah.
if we are able to vibe in the, if it's not business, what is it? Commercial? No?
It's
in
a
the social space.
Social
social
settings.
space.
Yeah.
If we're able to talk, have a conversation, that's got nothing to do with what we do. When we get to work, it'll blend.
It'll flow easily.
It'll
Okay,
blend.
for that I think we need a shot. Is there anything in there?
There's
I
like
made you-
half a thing.
Please, just the tap.
There's half a thing.
Tap. I apologize. We need to pour him a shot. Just
There's
one
like
more
half a thing.
for the road. I need to share with him because this was real. This was real.
Tap.
Dim,
And this G produced like some of my first songs.
dim. Don't put me
Don't
on
bluff on
blast.
stage, nigga.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you so much for opening up and for sharing.
You're welcome.
Everything. A special thank you to Nash Furnishes for this beautiful set. You guys need to help me name this set. And Nash Paints for all the painting and the background that you see. And last but not least, NashTv for the broadcasting and production.
Your call has been forwarded. At the tone, please record your message.
Let's vibe in a good vibe. Panache release big vibes. Big vibes. Podcast. We are the Tandare. Yeah. We are the Decane.